how can a day go by when Donald Trump doesn't stay in the headlines? He makes the headlines and then he stays there. Of the many, many decisions he took soon after becoming president, the blowback has now begun. Birthright citizenship in the US is not a lost cause, at least just as yet. A federal judge blocked Donald Trump from implementing the executive order that curtailed automatic birthright citizenship in the United States, and while doing so, he even said, "My mind boggles." The US president had signed this order on the 20th of January, his first day back in the Oval Office.
Citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
Good. That's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
What about that one in the court?
This next order relates to the definition of birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the United States.
Good. That's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
What about that one in the court?
While Donald Trump thought that was a good one, a big one, the judge clearly didn't think it was good, even if he thought it was big. Because the Seattle-based district federal judge, John Kohinoor, dealt the first legal blow to the hardline policies, which are the centerpiece of Trump 2.0. He blocked the executive order, halted enforcement of the policy for 14 days. So what does the birthright citizenship exactly imply? Under it, anyone born on American soil automatically gets US citizenship, regardless of what their parents are, what their immigration status is, irrespective of what their citizenship is. The judge's ruling is the first after a flurry of lawsuits filed this week across the US to block the order. Washington was joined in its lawsuit by Oregon, Illinois, and Arizona. 18 other states filed a similar lawsuit in federal court in Massachusetts, and several immigrant rights groups have also sued the administration in New Hampshire. But Trump stays adamant. He has said he will contest this judgment.
Who were prosecuted by the Biden administration for exercising their First Amendment right.
Okay. Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Mr. President, a U.S. judge temporarily blocks the birthright citizenship order. Do you have any reaction?
No, obviously we'll appeal it. They put it before a certain judge in Seattle, I guess, right? And there's no surprises with that judge.
The Seattle judge has called Trump's protecting the meaning and value of American citizenship order blatantly anti-constitutional. Trump's order stipulates that his administration will no longer recognize automatic citizenship for children born on US soil to parents who lack legal status, as well as children born to non-citizen parents who are in the country on a temporary work, student, or tourist visa. So what was so far known as baby tourism, where pregnant women go to deliver their children in the US simply for them to get citizenship, that's not going to happen. Judge Kohinoor has called this order blatantly unconstitutional. Next, the Justice Department's lawyer argued that a judicial ruling blocking the executive order is wildly inappropriate. The judge then hit out at the lawyer, saying, how could a member of the bar call the order right or in keeping with the Constitution? Critics argue that Trump's order violates the right enshrined in the Citizenship Clause of the US Constitution's 14th Amendment that was added in 1868. Simply put, this amendment ended slavery in the country and established citizenship for freed Black Americans, as well as, and I quote, all people born or naturalized in the US and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. There are millions of people who are eventually going to be impacted. The US workforce includes more than 30 million immigrant workers, according to the Pew Research Center. As of 2022, of these, 22.2 million were in the US on legal work visas, 8.3 million were unauthorized migrants. Those 22.2 million documented workers were in the US on a range of work visas. The US offers a set of 14 broad categories. Had Trump's contentious order been implemented, it would have hit children born in the US, to H-1B visa workers, those waiting for a green card, those who are on a temporary visa, those who are on a student or visitor visa, and even undocumented immigrants. Hundreds and thousands of children born to Indian immigrants in the US each year and families would be put in jeopardy. US born children won't be able to petition to bring their parents to the US after turning 21 if they don't get birthright citizenship. This means that more and more families would stay separated. The US is trying to do away with this right, but there are other countries who persist with it. Most countries with unconditional birthright citizenship are in the Americas and the Caribbean. Their policy is also a legacy of colonial times. These countries are Canada, Mexico, Belize, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Panama, Honduras, Nicaragua, Cuba, and Barbados in Central America. Then there are countries in South America. These are Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Ecuador, Paraguay, Peru, Uruguay, and Venezuela. Interestingly, in Asia, Pakistan grants birthright citizenship. So you've got about 25 countries around the world which have birthright citizenship available. However, critics say that this only encourages immigrants to come in the US to acquire citizenship. Birth tourism is a term that has been widely used, and they want to get away with it. They want to do away with it. There is a trend, according to Trump supporters, where women travel to the US specifically to give birth so that their children can have US citizenship. What's the way forward now? Can Trump end birthright citizenship simply with an executive order if other courts also rule that the American Constitution protects birthright citizenship? Only a Constitution amendment can change that, and that's not going to be easy going, because such an amendment to the Constitution would require 2/3 of both houses and an approval by 3/4 of the state legislature. Other than the fact that you have to whip up the numbers, this process could also take years. In the new Senate, Democrats hold 47 seats, Republicans hold 53. In the House, Democrats are at 215 and Republicans are at 220. The American Constitution has not been amended since 1992. But given how Donald Trump is quite certain that this is a big one, it's a good one, you know that you should prepare to expect the unexpected. Is an amendment to the American Constitution the next step?